And the Jaelan Phillips trade on the other side, if we want to get into that first. The Eagles, I think so far have been the most interesting team with 24 hours to go in this because 2 trades, they've made 3 trades. They got Michael Carter, the nickel from the Jets. They got Jair Alexander from Baltimore. I guess
we made 5 trades.
Is it 5 now?
Yeah, because Michael Carter, Jair Alexander, Jaelan Phillips, John Mechie, Tank Bigsby.
Oh, yeah, because they got Mechie went back to the Jets for Carter.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry.
And then Bigsby was earlier. Yeah, you're right. And that's going to make an impact starting here. Started last week, too. But the three more recently, I think the 2 that intrigued me the most, obviously, Phillips for an Eagles edge group that is dead last in the league in sacks. Mm-hmm. And I believe they're 19th in pass rush win rate. It just hasn't been the same since Nolan Smith got hurt, right? They needed somebody else. I like Jalex Hunt. I like what Josh Uche's been doing in a part-time role, but they need somebody like a Jaelan Phillips who can play in a starting caliber role. That's big time for them to get, albeit all the reasons you mentioned, injured player, 3rd-round pick, heavy price, but Eagles don't care about a 3rd-round pick. One, how he can draft, and 2, they're trying to win a trophy again.
Yeah, they're trying to win a Super Bowl, so I think that they're playing on a different playing field, right? I mean, you can't judge.
Their 3rd-round pick is number 100 in the draft.
It's number 100, yeah. And if Phillips signs, if Phillips is fully healthy through the rest of the run, and he signs a decent contract this offseason, and he's fully healthy the next year, they will get like a 4th-round pick back in the comp pick formula. Now, to the people out there who are like, oh, he'll get a 3rd-round pick back, I very much do not think that they're going to get a 3rd-round pick back. I think the best case scenario, they'll get a 4th-round pick back, and you have to have him be fully healthy next year for that to be the case. So that's a big if with somebody who's had 2 major lower body injuries already in his career recently. So I think that they might get a 4th-round pick back, and if that's the case, then it's still fine because in reality, like you're trading your late 3rd-round pick for a 4th-round comp pick, so that's going to be like 40, 45 spots, something like that. That is a risk or a rental for Jaelan Phillips as you're going to repeat for a Super Bowl. To me, is worth it. It's not a how did Howie Roseman do it again type of thing. Like he can't keep getting away with it. Like it's not one of those again. But it is something that I think is a win-win for both parties.
I think the other trade, too, with the Jets is extremely interesting, maybe even in a more creative sense than this. Because Jaelan Phillips is obvious. Hey, we don't have much off the edge. We need another guy. Go get him. Mm-hmm. The Michael Carter one, who's he's really a guy who I think could fit Vic Fangio's system a bit better than Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilks, more of a zone nickel kind of player. But that's the thing is, as a slot corner and a guy who's been a darn good one for a long time, I wonder if instead of, and maybe Jair Alexander could be the solution to the outside problem too, but hasn't been great this year. That's why Baltimore shipped him out. Are we going to get, coming out of the bye week, Michael Carter possibly as the starting nickel and Cooper DeJean now as the outside answer to Kelly Ringo and Adoree Jackson struggling on the other side, on the outside? Is this the – because you and I both believe in Cooper DeJean and his ability to play on the outside, right? Mm-hmm. Go watch the Iowa tape. He can play on the outside, no problem. Mm-hmm. Is that what they're going? Was that the idea behind trading for Michael Carter? Is Carter in the slot and DeJean outside? I think that, especially, we'll probably talk about it again later in the week when we preview the Eagles or whatever else we see from the deadline. But if anything's announced, I'd be very curious to see if DeJean, if they've decided he is their solution. And they went, you know what, there was an available starting nickel at the deadline that was easier to get than an outside corner, trading Mechie and I think a pick swap it was. And Mechie they weren't using really anyway.
Right.
That could be a really crafty trade that could fix a big problem on the back end for Philly. I like that one a lot.
I hope we have an active trade deadline because it's always very fun when we have an active trade deadline. Obviously, we're breaking that down over the next 24 hours, 48 hours. We'll break down the rest for you guys. Whenever there's going to be these big trades, these big moves at the trade deadline, we'll be here for all that sort of analysis. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any of that. If you have a PFF Plus subscription, we love you for that. If you don't have a PFF Plus subscription, you can see all the grades, all the data, everything for the players that are on your team currently or maybe the new players that might be coming over the next 24, 48 hours. PFF NFL Show 25. That's the promo code for you to get 25% off that PFF sub for you guys to see all of the data, all of the grades, everything that you want for the players that are on your team. And like we said, maybe some of the new additions that are coming